What up, gang? Tron Jackpot time coming at you. It is Sunday evening. I'm doing this live show pretty much by myself here. God dang it. I'm on the cell phone. I don't have my laptop with me. So, unfortunately, um, I'm having a trouble, just looking at comments and all that stuff. So, yeah, let me see if I can figure that out here. God dang. I'm always touching something. What? Why can I not? I don't know here. Why in the world can I not show my camera? Okay. I don't know if anybody can hear me or not. Your green screen. Rob is not here. Rob is doesn't have any internet, and he said his power's flickering on and off. I had mine up. I was on here. My camera was working. And all of a sudden, I went over here and tried to touch something to try to make the chat bigger where I could read it. And then, damn, if I didn't touch something, that ended up fucking me up and sending me over to another spot to go ahead and set up another damn stream. So I don't know what the hell. So you hear me, you get there. I am on the thing. There's my ugly mug. So I guess we'll go on ahead and I'll do the best I can here. I can't take calls like this because I have no way to send the link out. I only do that from my laptop. I don't have my laptop with me. I'm watching my dogs, and you demand a refund. We'll go get in line. We'll see about that. um, yeah, it'll be. I actually have power here, so I don't know if anybody's without power, but if you are, feel bad for you. And hopefully they'll get it restored. But I mean, we're lucky here. I haven't lost it yet, and the precipitation here has stopped. I mean, we had a so started about 1 o'clock this morning. Let 12 midnight 1 o'clock is yesterday morning. I guess it would be now. What Saturday night? Saturday night at midnight, right around there, right close to 1 o'clock in the morning. Sleet and mixed with snow all night and then all into the morning. And finally, it stopped about 10 o'clock and started back up maybe about 2, doing some stuff. It said we were supposed to get a thunderstorm today at 3 o'clock and all this and that, and that didn't happen. And it's basically, it's been, get your power on 2 hours ago. Daniel, how long was it out for? So I was, I feel lucky that we haven't lost it yet, but I'm still not. I'm not. Um, like I don't think I'll be out of the woods yet until maybe tomorrow when it gets light outside tomorrow and maybe some stuff starts to melt. It says we're supposed to get up to 40 degrees tomorrow and sunshine, so it's going to melt some of this stuff off when it gets light outside tomorrow. I wanted to try to go to try to get over to our warehouse It was out about since 3 this morning, so you were out from 3 this morning to about that's about 16 hours. Ooh, that's rough. I mean, nothing like as bad as it was during a hurricane, but that's still that sucks. So I'm gonna try to get my truck over and get it loaded up at our warehouse and see if I can go do some work tomorrow. I'm not banking on it because I don't know. In the mornings, I don't know tomorrow morning who's going to be able to get to work at these grocery stores to be able to check people in, and I mean the manager might do it. It's going to be a mess. Power out in and around a lot of Clemson. I saw it was out in Seneca. I didn't see anything about Clemson. I saw it was out in Pickens too. So hope they're able to get it back on. So the Patriots are going to the Super Bowl 10-7 winners today over the Broncos in Denver. Um, they beat the Broncos with a backup quarterback. It's not really wasn't a real impressive effort there from the Patriots. From what I saw, I thought they would cover the spread and win that game pretty easily. But Denver hung around, and we got a pretty good one here going on between the Seahawks and the Rams. 31-27 Seahawks at the start of the fourth quarter. So luckily, Seahawks can pull that one out. I'm pulling for them. Former Gamecock Nick Emenwari kind of got burned a little bit on a touchdown pass earlier. I saw him and another guy weren't liquor stores are open. That's good. It's about 33 degrees there. 34 in Conway and still rain. Yeah, I saw something that said it was 35 earlier, and some of the stuff had started even after it had gotten dark. It looked like the stuff was starting to melt a little bit because I saw water dripping. But then I went out there just a second ago before I started this to let these dogs do their business, and it's frozen over. That's just what's got me scared about the power lines. Good Lord, what a sack on Sam Darnold. They must have lost 20 yards on that play just now. Charles Cross and the Seahawks left tackle, uh, Eastern Michigan, EMU Forbes. Oh, okay. Is that a former Mississippi State player? I don't know. I don't know. So what we going to talk about tonight? Gamecocks 2026 team. CBS Sports comes out and releases their way too early top 25, and they have the Gamecocks ranked at number 25. I've seen some people coming out, some of these podcasters coming out on three. JD Piquel does one. They did not have the Gamecocks ranked. They said they didn't think they deserved to be ranked as yet, coming off of a 4-8 season, and I get that. But anybody has watched that team and knows that team was better than a 4-8 team. Um, Several close games that they should have won. They just couldn't finish. Um, so yeah, I'm not sold on them just being that far away from the mix. I will tell you, I don't think between I won't say between 15 and 50. Between 15 and 50, there's not a whole lot of separation between those teams in college football. There's just really not. Um, Anybody can jump up and challenge somebody or knock somebody off at any point in time, and we've seen that multiple occurrences of that over the past few years. So I wouldn't rank South Carolina right now. Well, I wouldn't either, but they're not that far off. I think that they go out early and start performing well early on, they're going to end up getting ranked. They definitely have the talent. They have the talent on that team to compete. There are people out there saying, well, they didn't kill it in the portal. I mean, what were you expecting them to go do in the portal? Pick up one of these quarterbacks that's costing people $4 and $5 million, and and pick up a wide receiver that's costing $1 million, and it's, they're not, they didn't need that. They addressed the um, issues and pretty much were able to fill them. I think they did a really good job on the offensive line of shoring that unit up with some players that have body types that the new offensive line coach and offensive coordinator like. Bigger, taller tackles who are able to move. South Carolina's schedule is going to be hard next year. I mean, yeah, well, every year. Well, yeah, it is. It's hard every year. I mean, it always is. Tiger Red Devil. And people say that all the time. Got a gauntlet this year. You got a tough schedule. It's a tough schedule every year. But then yet, you've got people who run around deeble dobble doing, talking about the Big Ten and how much more superior it is to the SEC. I don't even participate in those arguments anymore. I just think it's good for banter, I guess, and it's good for something to talk about when you don't have games going on. But who really gives a shit? I mean, I care about my team and what they're doing. I don't really care about, I don't care that the SEC lost some bowl games to some Big Ten teams. It doesn't matter to me. The only thing that um, the only downfall to that is not having an SEC team in the national championship. They get a payout from being in those games, and it's a pretty sizable payout, and it doesn't all go to them. They have to split it with the conference. So they miss out. We miss out on some monies when you don't have a conference team, make it to the national championship or win the national championship. Um, it's obvious the SEC is no longer the dominant league. They're not the dominant league, but they're a dominant league. I'll definitely say that those two are 1 and 2, or 1A and 1B. Uh, I don't know. People talk about the Big Ten, and they say the bottom of the Big Ten is much weaker than the bottom 10 of the SEC, and or the bottom teams, not bottom 10, excuse me, bottom teams in the Big Ten are not as good as the bottom teams in the SEC. I mean, to me, if you're using that as an argument, I mean, it's just uh, that's not even worth bringing up for debate. I mean, do we really care who would win between Purdue and Mississippi State, or Purdue and Arkansas? I'm not putting South Carolina there at the bottom of the SEC because I just simply don't believe they are. I simply believe they're a lot better than most of those teams at the bottom. So, go suck on one. I'm not going to put them down there. I think South Carolina is more the team that dominated Kentucky to get their SEC win, and the team that hung with Bama and should have beaten them, hung with Texas A&M, was destroying them for a time in the game, should have beaten them by 2 touchdowns. Then the team that played LSU and Oklahoma and couldn't move the football. We won more games as you. Yeah, you did. Your non-conference schedule was also awful. Well, you did beat Arizona State, golf clap, I guess, but you you, uh, you still played a weaker schedule in South Carolina by far, by far. Um, let's talk about this Dabo situation. Can Dabo beat Golding in a fight? Probably so. Golding might show up drunk. And I can make fun of that because he's apparently had his drinking problem, and we know Lane Kiffin's had his problems with drinking. Which I'm not going to say that I don't indulge in a cocktail either. Where's Rob? He has no internet, and he said his power was flickering too. I mean, he should be able to jump on his phone, but I mean, I don't know if their power went out. He probably got other stuff he's got to run around and get taken care of, like starting a fire, or I don't know what. Um, Before instead of doing this podcast with me. I mean, this should take precedence, but I guess it doesn't. I guess he needs to get warm. Dabo would Nolan Ryan Golding. Would he George Brett him? Would he do that too? The Pine Tar incident. Uh, I think that Lane. I made a video yesterday talking about this. Talked about it on my live last night too. I think that Lane Kiffin has more to do with this stuff than people want to talk about. People aren't bringing that up, but I mean, it just doesn't make any sense to me. I don't think, as a first year head coach, he's not even a first year head coach. He just became a head coach. I just don't think Pete Golding is savvy enough and well versed enough in using the transfer portal to be able to successfully pull off things like texting a player in his class and and sending him a contract and showing him what they're going to pay him and all this and that, unless he's just an idiot, which that may be the case too. But I happen to think someone put him up to that, and I think that one person is Lane Kiffin. And I know, well, they're rivals. No, they wouldn't do that. Lane would. He absolutely would. Because I think despite the fact everybody thinks he's a great coach, I think he's unserious, and that's terrible. It's a terrible look for the game, and I hate to have to agree with Dabo on something. Just to hell with Dabo, and to hell with Clemson. But I mean, in this case, I mean, I get it. He's right. I mean, he has proof. I mean, he came with receipts. He didn't, just spitball something. And what I listened to a lot of the press conference. I didn't get the first part of it when I made a video on this subject the other day, and I wasn't aware that he was as well versed actually as what he was in terms of bringing the receipts and and whatnot. So yeah, it looks like Dabo he knew what was up, knew what was happening. He knew exactly when that occurred. He's sitting here reading from a couple of sheets of paper where all these notes were. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what comes of it. Is Ole Miss gonna face some kind of huge punishment? No, probably not. I don't. They may get popped on the wrist for something, but I mean, once again, the NCAA has no power over the players. They can't do anything with the players anymore. But they still yet should be able to punish institutions for breaking the rules here. User says since Rob was in the basement at Williams Bryce, he could be experiencing a draft due to the renovations. It's bad enough they took out his bathroom. Now he has to put on shoes to use the portalet. Uh, yeah. What is this here? Several outlets that he receives death threats 5 or more times a day and has to get increased security, according to Yahoo Sports. You talking about Lane? I believe it. Alabama is the worst team in the SEC in basketball. Why people act like they're surprised, I know they were going to lose before the game even started. Are you talking about the Tennessee last night? How about Carolina jackpot? Shout out to the Fat Boy. I hit a parlay last night, $20 to win 280. I had Tennessee cover. I don't even have it in front of me what I had anymore, but I did have Tennessee covering the spread as part of it. I had two more games on there where the team that I had covering the spread did cover, and then I had Arizona State on the money line. I can't even remember who the heck I had, but they were all games that were they were all night games, and I had to wake up. I know that to see that I had actually hit that parlay. So I enjoyed taking their money. So cool. Bama was ranked in basketball. They are far from the yeah. Took out his bathroom. Took out Rob's bathroom at Williams Bryce, and they did the renovations. Yeah, they're doing some stuff down there. They got some stuff popping off. It's looking good. I mean, I always thought it looked good anyway, but we're definitely leveling up um, with the rest of the SEC right now. South Carolina shooting yesterday was god awful. I thought they were going to actually beat A&M. When did you ever think that? Eh, They were well. They actually started off okay. They were ahead in the game early on, but then A&M just absolutely caught fire. I think they hit 12 3-pointers in the first half. Lamont Paris just kind of threw his hands up after one of the 3-pointers right there before halftime, and just kind of put his head down and shook it as if to say, "I don't know what the fuck else to do." He's going to be gone. There was a thread over on the message board today that I was looking at, and the guys were giving their, everybody is pretty much resigned themselves to the fact that he's done. I mean, he's a dead man walking right now. Yeah, who the next basketball coach is going to be, who they move on to, some like the coach at Furman still, which he was around when we hired Quarters up. And he's still there. Bob Ritchie, he's got them at 14-7 right now. Furman is a pretty good team in the Southern Conference. Someone suggested was talking about the coach at Troy. Someone else, and here's another interesting name too, is Andy Kennedy, who was the head coach at Ole Miss for about I want to say about 10 seasons or so. Maybe he may have been there longer than that. But he's been the coach at UAB for the past 4 years. Um, that might be that might be a possibility there. That might be a possibility there. Um, I want a coach that can run a program like the St. Mary's Gales. Yeah, I, they're pretty good. I want one that can run the program like what's Mark Few? Is that the guy's name at Gonzaga? I mean, that guy's been there forever. He does nothing but win, nothing but win. And that's crazy. He's never left that little school in Gonzaga. But yeah, I mean they're good every year. They just kill everybody they play out there. So quarters up, definitely on the chopping block right now. I'm honestly surprised that he hasn't been let go yet. I kind of thought he might be let go after that game yesterday or the loss to Arkansas. So we'll see how it all plays out. If he's not, it's obvious Jeremiah Donati's not somebody that fires people during the season. Brock says, Kel, if Beamer doesn't work out this season, who are some names that you would want to replace him? I like the head coach at Wake Forest who did well at Washington State and had a good year at Wake. Jake Dickert, yeah, yeah, that's a possibility. He's a good one. He'd be a good one. Tiger Devil said, "You guys need a coach like Brad Brownell." Yeah, I mean, Clemson fans gave him shit for the longest time, just because he wasn't making the tournament every year. But he's always name the last time when has he had a losing record at Clemson? He hasn't, and he doesn't have losing conference records either. Now, I will say this: I'm not trying to throw any shade there. The ACC is not what it used to be in basketball. I mean, you used to have Duke, North Carolina, normally Virginia, Georgia Tech. All those teams were really good. All of them were really, really good. And so a lot of them have fallen off right now. Duke is still really good. North Carolina's ranked. They're not very good. Same thing with like NC State is, they're so. Georgia Tech's not any good anymore. Virginia is okay, but they've kind of stepped it up a little bit. Syracuse, yeah, Syracuse has been good for the most part every year. But I mean, I think Brownell's had a winning record every year that he's been there, pretty much. Uh, I, and he just recently, I think he's made the tournament like 3 years in a row. Had a really deep run. a few years ago. What, 2 seasons ago? Last year they were one and done. Kind of got upset in the first round. But yeah, I mean, I would be happy with that. Just keep them there forever. Looking back at it now, I didn't really. I thought the program had gotten a little bit stagnant under Frank Martin, but he had a winning record the year that they fired him after the 21-22 campaign. Ray Tanner let him go, and he had a winning record that year. And it kind of shocked me. It kind of came out of nowhere to me that he was let go. I thought he was a good coach. I like Frank Martin. Problem is, he got a little bit stale. I think his act of kind of berating some of the players kind of got old with some people. I think Ray Tanner listened. I think firing him was a political move. I really do. I think he pissed off somebody down there, and I just don't think they're ready for that. They're just too soft. I mean, let the guy coach the damn team the way he wants to coach the team. That's what you hired him for. He had a damn winning record at a place where you don't have winning records every year. He made you a Final Four just a few years before that. So now looking back at it, in hindsight is always 2020. I would not have let him go. Just wouldn't have. Duke will always be good in basketball. Their last 4 or 5 recruiting classes been fucking insane. Yeah, he was old school and hard nosed. Yeah, they were, and you're right. They are. They are too damn. They're too damn soft down there, dude. They are. You think? I mean, do you think Dawn Staley is not? She doesn't coach her girls hard. I know that she does. She absolutely does. But you wouldn't see them getting on her ass about that. You wouldn't. You know why too. And it doesn't have anything to do with color of her skin. It has to do with well, has to do with politics. But I ain't gonna get into that. They're not gonna piss her off. But which they shouldn't. I mean, hell, she wins them. She destroyed Vanderbilt today. It was undefeated. So not that I have no respect for her at all. I'm not. I'm not. I do have respect for her, but they're not gonna get on her ass. But my thing is, she coaches her team hard too. So did Frank Martin. I think he got a raw deal. Looking back at it now, she got in their ass after the Oklahoma loss. Yeah, they did. They destroyed Candy. What coaches does Donati have familiarity with in men's basketball? I don't know. I don't know who the TCU coach is. I don't even know if they're any good. I don't think they are. I don't think that they are in that. They might just be average. I'm sure he'll make a good hire. I trust the guy to um, hire somebody good. Don't know who his connections would be, but he's going to have to do something because quarters up. I've taken shits that had more passion than him before. I have absolutely have. But as far as the Shane Beamer, what Brock Lee was talking about a while ago, yeah, have that in the back of your minds, guys, on the back burner. Who would be your candidates to replace him? Because he's firmly on the hot seat. He is his ass is scorching right now. SEC Mike over on that SEC podcast did his deal tonight with their live show, and they did hot seat coach rankings. And I saw in the thumbnail he had him rated as a 4, which apparently is the hottest of hot seats because people like Lane and Kirby Smart, and then the new coaches all were 1s. So obviously that's not on the hot seat at all. Um, but he's definitely. So I'm going to go back and watch that video and see exactly what I had to say about old Shane O'Beam. But he's definitely there, and thinking of replacements for him. Brock Lee threw one out there. That's a pretty good one. Um, it's a Clemson guy. Probably would be a reach getting him to come to South Carolina, but Tony Elliott at Virginia is doing a good job. He's got a really good looking offense up there, and they're playing well. I didn't think he was going to succeed as a head coach. I thought it was kind of a joke at first, but he's kind of turned it around a little bit. Kentucky doesn't have seats that are hot. Um, all the seats are 13-year seats. Andy Kennedy played for UAB. Oh, I didn't know that. Not sure if he'd leave for South Carolina. I don't know. He might want to get back in the SEC. Uh, Jackpot, we can get Lane Kiffin if we fire Beamer. All we have to do is offer him $1 more a year since he likes to leave for more money. I think that might do it. God dang it. That might. Yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't be too interested in him. I would. I don't know. Of course, I mean, I say that now, but if he came here and he was our coach, I mean, I'd support him. I'd have to because he's my coach. But yeah, he's not my favorite. Who else, man? I'm trying to think out there. There's so many new coordinators taking over teams right now. South Carolina doesn't need to hire a coordinator as their next head coach. I think that South Carolina, unless it's a really, really extremely high level one, I think that's a better job than that. A lot of people seem to think that they're setting Kendall Briles up to take the job. I don't know about that. It's kind of interesting. He is a brand new, or excuse me, he's never been a head coach before. This would be quite the be quite a turnaround as far for a job for him. Wayne, thank you for the super chat. Says still got my main account blocked because of Rob. Buy your 6 run unblocked. Okay, Wayne, I'll do that. God dang it, man! I keep on hitting the wrong buttons on this thing, and I'm just getting all over the place. Yeah, I'll do that. When I get back on my laptop, I'll look on there and I'll get you unblocked. He can't be blocking people like that. I've got to talk to him about that too. We can't block people. We can talk crap. Um, we can talk crap. This is college football. This is, for the most part, guys on here talking. No offense to the ladies out there, but this is mostly a bunch of guys. Tempers are going to flare. People are going to get kind of passionate and sometimes say things that might, chap somebody's ass or rub it the wrong way. So we can't be blocking people. Paul said Rob is soft. Uh, yeah. Yeah. Sometimes, sometimes he is. I can get a little bit agitated too with people, so I'm not going to say I'm not without fault. Why did Rob block you? I don't really even know. I don't think I was on the stream that he actually blocked him on. I don't remember, Jerry. I think he got they were just going back and forth, and I don't know because he didn't agree with him. Yeah. Tiger Red Devil just sent me a text message of what he thought it might be, which it could be, but I get that what he's talking about, but at the same time, we that word gets thrown around too freely over here in the college football YouTube trash talk community. People probably shouldn't use it, but people have got to, they gotta realize it's really just not a personal attack. It's just a, you know, Every time I came back with another account, he blocked that one. How many dang accounts do you have, Wayne? Why do you have so many accounts? Sounds like this. Oh, my man sitting over here. He's sitting over here creating new accounts to get the blocked ones. 40? You don't have 40 accounts. You don't have 40 accounts. Yeah, I have a different email address for every account. You don't have that many. You might have four. You, Big Barney Ross said, you can say whatever you want to me. I'll just laugh. Yeah, all right, you damn BBR, you damn turd cutter. See, there you go. He's just gonna laugh at that. Um, what else? Wayne's a dedicated fan. Yeah, I'm gonna get him unblocked there. I got to get on my next time we do a stream, if I haven't done that by then, Wayne, remind me because I'll be back on the laptop on Wednesday. Well, will I be on my laptop Wednesday? No, I'm not. I'll still be on this phone Wednesday because I'm not staying, or I'm kind of in between places right now. I'm over here watching my dogs for the next few days. Uh, who's this? Something's happened here too, and I can't read the whole damn comments. This is so aggravating. Are you on the John? No, I'm not on the John. I fucked up early on in the stream, and the picture of my image of me here talking to you guys went away. I tried to click on something, and I ended up clicking on something that opened up an entirely different window. Uh, so no, that's why I'm just got the green screen up there. Got to be better than spin. This game here is coming down to the wire. Seattle is driving, and if they go up by the 11 in this game, this thing should be over. Should be over with. Um, I think they're clearly the best team in the NFC. They should win this thing, but it's not over yet. They turn the ball over here or something. Matthew Stafford can get down the field in a hurry. Looks like it's going to be Patriots versus Seahawks in the Super Bowl. Yes, it does. Jackpot, are you taking dogs with you in new place? Uh, the big dog, I will be. The two little ones, um, those belong with my ex here. They're her dogs. So unfortunately, I can't. But they'll be coming to visit me. They'll definitely be coming down to visit me, won't you? Yes, you will. Yes, you will. Oh my goodness, the pug is the best. The other little dog's a sweet one too, but pug is my favorite. This little dog can go to sleep like anywhere. She can just be standing up. Am I keeping the pug? Well, the my ex, she'll keep the pug. It'll be here with her, but I get to see him anytime I want to. Yeah, I get to see her anytime I want to. So yeah, I do. I do have my big dog Ziggy. Yeah, big buddy. Yeah, he's staying with me right now. He's staying with me right now, and he'll stay with me. He'll stay with me forever. Yep, 31-27. Still, they're headed towards the 2 minute warning here in this game. Oh man, yeah. Lights are stayed on. I'm gonna hit the hay here in just a little bit, and hopefully they'll stay on. Well, I'm turning the lights off, but you get what I'm saying. Hopefully, I'll still have power when I wake up in the morning, and I'll figure out what I'm gonna do about work. I don't like really missing days of work and cutting a bunch of stores off and everything. But tomorrow, I don't know. It just seems like it seems like what I should be doing because I definitely don't want to take my truck out and put that thing in the ditch. That's going to be that would be an absolute nightmare. Putting that truck in the ditch somewhere. Uh, Better put an extra blanket on that bed. Oh yeah, no doubt. Um, but yeah, I don't want to put that truck in the ditch. Definitely don't want to slide into somebody. I really want to get out and work, but I don't know that I'm going to be able to do that. Just don't think it's going to be possible. Anyway, start later in the day. That's what I'm probably going to do. I'm probably going to see when the sun comes out. I'm probably going to go over and load some product up and just maybe work a few of my smaller accounts if I can get to them in the afternoon, the Dollar Generals and stuff. Yeah, and then try to catch back up. I just what I hate is that I've got displays in a couple of WalMarts, and I wouldn't be able to get to them on time. I definitely wouldn't be able to get to them in the morning. I don't know if anybody will be there working anyway, so they'll have to cut me some slack for that. You know, it's, it is what it is, and I'll do well next week. It's going to be a good week of sales next week because. Got a lot of smaller accounts that I wasn't able to get to the past few days, and they should all take a lot of product from us. So I put together a vlog. I've got a bunch of videos spliced together. It's like 50 minutes long, though. So I'm in the process of going through it, and I'm just trimming it and clipping it and editing out the stuff that's just filler and that really I don't need as part of the video to get it down to a more concise version. Because when they're so long like that, people have a hard time. Um, they don't stick around and watch them. What did y'all think of that taunting call? I didn't see it. I missed it. I'm sorry. It's supposed to be below. What's up, Spank Maples? And it's supposed to be below freezing all week long. Yeah, it's supposed to get to below freezing, but it's showing here that it's going to be like 40 every day at some point for a high. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it all pans out. A lot of the times, things they say are going to happen. Generally, the forecasts are usually somewhat right, but they're also there's a lot of wiggle room there and things that don't happen. In Virginia, the low for next Saturday is supposed to be 4 degrees. Jesus, that's just brutal. Ugh, ugh. What part of Virginia? Where you're at? Lord, I mean, can you imagine how bad it's going to be in the mountains? Although I've um yeah, I've seen people in Tennessee and that comment to me today about the weather situation video I made earlier, and they um were telling me they had just mostly gotten rain. It's like the storm made a big horseshoe around the entire South, and they didn't get some of the nasty stuff that we got here. So I mean, that's very odd because uh, a lot of those areas there in East Tennessee have a much higher elevation than what we are here in the upstate of South Carolina. It's gonna be 3 degrees in Oklahoma. It's too cold to kill hogs here. It's never too cold to go out and slaughter a hog. Never. 7 degrees tomorrow night in Maggie Valley, North Carolina. Oof. Oklahoma gets brutally cold. Yeah, I know. Oklahoma, Missouri, um, Indiana, all those Midwestern states out there, just which I don't know if Oklahoma's Midwestern. I don't really know how you classify Oklahoma. It's not part of the South. It's really kind of sort of part of the Southwest. But then again, it's kind of north of that. So I don't know. Oklahoma's in kind of in no man's land. Low of 7 in Hickory. Yeah. Hickory's up there. You're heading up towards Boone and Blowing Rock and all that. shut up there. And I know it gets cold as ass up there. Grandfather Mountain, Southwest is what he can calls Oklahoma. It's kind of like to me in no man's land. It's like West Virginia. I don't know what you classify West Virginia as. It's not really part of the South. Um, it's not really part of the South. It's not really part of the Midwest. It's really, I guess, kind of part of the Mid Atlantic. It's in the East, but it's really, I don't know. It's different. I mean, I would probably group it with whatever you would group Pennsylvania with. Wear gloves on your hands. Don't stick the scaffold poles with. Uh, okay, chatbot, what's going on? We are not snowed in. We are iced in. It's still freezing rain here. And where are you at, Nate? You've got freezing rain still falling wherever you're at. It hadn't been here. That stopped. Unless I don't think it started back at all. But oh, in Kershaw, South, yeah, you're down there. You're down there, kind of to the northeast of Columbia. So I think that stuff kind of moved that way. Because Rob was saying it started doing stuff down there, and he said it started doing some stuff in Columbia. Oklahoma's weird. Everything east of Oklahoma City feels like the South, but everything west of Oklahoma City is flat and becomes desert like the West. Oh, is Oklahoma City in the middle of what? I can't place it. Is Oklahoma City kind of in the middle of Oklahoma? We're right above Camden. Yeah, Camden is in Kershaw County, right? Uh, yeah, yeah. I've been through there once. Jerry, it doesn't matter about the temps on Eastman, right in the middle of Oklahoma. When Eastman needs a scaffold, they build it. Don't know what you're talking about. You're in Lancaster County. Okay. Yep. If I'm Donati, I'm going to after Tommy Lloyd at Arizona or Grant McCaslin at Texas Tech for Gamecock men's head coaching job. Well, I don't think the coach at Arizona is coming to South Carolina. I mean that's a aren't they ranked number one? They were. Yeah. No, I don't think he's coming here. The one at Texas Tech is Texas Tech's got so much damn money. But the thing is, I mean, does the school themselves? The school is the one paying the coaches. So does the school at Texas Tech? Are they loaded with money? Are they loaded with enough to keep a high level men's basketball coach? They might not be. Well, we talk about them building that roster. Well, that football roster that all came from NIL. That's from donors. So yeah, Eastman's a chemical company in East Tennessee. They're the boss. They're scaffold builders for all contractors. That's what I said when they asked. Okay, I got you. All those Texas schools are loaded with old. I got that old money. That's not, got that old money. 3127. Yeah, the donors do. The donors have got that old money, but I mean, does the school themselves have it? I mean, if that was the case, I mean, every one of them would have, one of the top five coaches in the sport there at all times, and that's just not the case. I guess that guy caught that pass there, but I was out of bounds. Maybe Seahawks won the game 31-27. So they're going to the Super Duper Bowl to take on Peckerhead's New England Patriots. Peckerhead has been conspicuous by his absence. Really. It's almost like he's becoming forgotten over here on the show. Not forgotten by me, because it hurts my feelings when he doesn't get in the chats. He doesn't contribute, and he's not offering anything to the program. That makes me very sad. But um, pretty soon, I'm going to be forced to forget about him. Auburn got that Apple money and Yellowwood money, and still uh, been sucking. Yeah, well, they've been hiring terrible coaches. I don't watch NFL anymore. Can't when they don't even pay special teams anymore. Yeah, I'm not a huge NFL person myself. Um, all the college football I watch on Saturdays during the fall, as much as I get consumed by that. Gamecock Suey's had the new. He likes the new profile pic. Yeah. Are you talking about the one that I'm using here? Are you talking? Oh, okay. Yeah, you're talking about the one that I made last night. Yeah, I was just fucking around with AI and took a picture of myself and asked it to put me beside a female and put a Gamecock shirt on me, and it spit it out. It was pretty cool. So I'm going to use that for a while. Tennessee Titanic got a new head coach. Yeah, that franchise seems fucked. I don't know. I hate that the Big Ten has been winning the Natties, the transfer portal, and NIL is helping the Big Ten. It is now. Lane Kiffin's bunch is ranked number one in the transfer portal ratings. I was watching that today on a Sports Talk J video, and they're like 25 points ahead of the next team to them, which I believe is Ole Miss. Shock. It would just suit me just fine if Ole Miss just fucking went away and never was to be heard from again. They've been damn irrelevant ass wipes for a number of years, and then all of a sudden they get good. Everybody falls in love with them, and all of a sudden they have all this garbage happen. So I don't know. It would suit me just fine if they kind of went back into the abyss. I'm a Cowboys fan. Have been since Danny White was their quarterback. They suck ass nowadays. Yeah, hell, that was back when Tom Landry was the coach. What's with this conference allegiance at this point? Not like the kids are all from here anyway. Yeah, I know. SEC needs, yeah. I mean, I know. I understand what you're saying. It doesn't hit the same as it used to years ago. When I mean, to me, like when the coaches were out there recruiting, and that's what you built your team on was your high school recruiting. I think back then the conference pride thing meant a little bit more than what it means right now. I could understand maybe making an argument for it back then, but now when everything is just going to the highest bidder, it just yeah. We all know why the Big Ten is able to kind of level things up right now. I mean, it's not like the Big Ten. I mean, Ohio State and Michigan, um, Penn State, but who else? Who else? Oregon, which they just recently joined them. USC. I mean, these teams have all been good to some degree for a long time. So it's not like they just started playing football. Wisconsin used to be a good program too. Somebody like was comparing the way that the SEC teams had finished versus the teams in the Big Ten and where they'd finished, and they were kind of going across with each one of them, making up hypothetical matchups between the two on a podcast or a YouTube video I was watching here a while back, or a YouTube show. It had two guys on it, and They were debating back and forth, and one of them was South Carolina. Was okay, South Carolina and Wisconsin. That would have been the matchup between, I guess, whatever spot we finished, one of them, and the oh yeah, it was that Brooks, the film guy. Uh, that his YouTube channel. He was going at it with this guy Chris, and he said South Carolina would come out on top in that matchup, and he's like, "Are you sure? Really? You sure about that?" South Carolina is infinitely better than Wisconsin. Wisconsin's a shithole right now in football. So yeah, South Carolina would beat them, but that's not a given that they would beat them. I know they definitely could. They should take them out to the woodshed if they played them and beat them by a couple of touchdowns. But I don't know that that would happen because just the way that we happen to play sometimes. But Pittsburgh Steelers just solidified their chances of not going to a Super Bowl by hiring Mike McCarthy. Yeah, um, that's a retread there. That's a that's a retread. Okay. All right, old gang. I've been on here for about an hour at it, and hey, we'll be back at it Wednesday night. Rob will have his internet fixed, and he'll be able to get back on here. I'm gonna Wayne. Don't let me forget when I fire that laptop back up. When I get back to it, I'll get back to it probably Thursday or Friday of next week. I've got it over at my son's house where I've been staying at, and I just didn't bring it over here for whatever reason. I didn't bring it because I didn't think we'd have any power. So I said, "Well, heck with it. I ain't gonna need it anyway." And it turns out that we have Jackpot with Beamer's our coach. We couldn't beat a flag football team. Yeah, I get that. He's not great, and he's not going to take us to the next level. But I mean, he's still decent enough to beat teams like Wisconsin. He's not. He's bad at a lot of things, but he does have some redeeming qualities about himself. I mean, I think he's a good recruiter. I think he genuinely cares about his players, but that's about as far as it goes. It's almost like he's good at the human resources side of the job, but not good at much else of it, if that makes any sense. I don't know. So the profile from with you, me and my daughter in the picture from 15 is the okay, gotcha. All right, gang. I'm gonna. With that said, there are 69 people watching right now. We're doing the 69, so I'm gonna get on out of here. I'll see y'all later on. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.